Hello, Pirate family, and welcome to a weekly update for today, which is Friday, December 2nd. And I really felt it was important to speak with you personally. Obviously, there's been a lot going on this week, communicating a lot through email throughout the week. But at this time, as I address our school community, our staff, our students, our parents, and all of the community abroad, I just really wanted to have the opportunity to share information with you, things I've been getting, questions I've been getting, share some resources as well during this most challenging time. And as you can see with the backdrop that I have, honoring and thinking of our colleagues, our fellow educators in Oxford, our fellow parents, our fellow students, here in Michigan, throughout especially lower Eastern Michigan, very mindful of what's occurred. And as an educator, as a parent, these are some of the toughest and most challenging life experiences, not only just professionally, but just throughout life to go through and to lead and to support one another. And I just want to say thank you to our community, to our parents, those who've offered special words of encouragement and support. They mean a lot. They help us get through these very difficult times. But I also just want to say tremendous thank you and appreciation to our staff. They've had a heavy burden for almost 2 years now. Even before then, education has always been a challenging profession, but since the onset of this pandemic, it's been extremely challenging. And our emotional tanks have been low, just given what's been asked of us over the past 18 to 20 months. And when things like this happen, it's even more complex, more challenging, more taxing on us. And I've been able to see firsthand, hear firsthand the impact that it's had on our staff, their parents as well, and the anxieties that we all feel definitely impact us and our ability to be at our best, to provide the support we need to provide to our students, to our fellow colleagues. And just want to say kudos to them and just the continuing efforts that they have to provide each and every day. And on top of just educating our students. And this week, we were here to provide support, provide a sense of comfort to our students, to make sure they know that the adults around them care about them, love them, are here to take care of them, to do everything we can to keep them safe, keep them happy, keep them feeling like this is a good place for them to be, despite the struggles that we see happening in our world. That school is a place that, there are folks here who are looking out for them, who are trained, who are, watching out for anything that may be concerning. And I just want to say thank you to our Pinckney Community School family, our staff. Everybody plays a part from the time that they walk into a school bus to the time that they walk off that school bus, during lunch, during hall passing, and obviously while they're in class receiving instruction. So thank you. And I just wanted to make sure that we had an opportunity to recognize everybody who has played a part and continues to play a part each and every day. So let's go ahead and move forward with that. I'm not going to spend any time with COVID updates. Honestly, that's been at not the priority of what we've had to pay attention to. I'm not sure if I'm able to get a COVID update number wise. If I can, I definitely will. If not, it'll be early next week. I'll definitely make sure we provide that. But information is on our website. It's up to date. So please, if you want to see kind of where we're at this week following Thanksgiving, you're more welcome to take a look at that information as well. But obviously, when things like this happen at the forefront, folks have questions about what are we doing to make sure that we're doing everything we can to keep our students and staff safe here at Pinckney Community Schools. Those are natural questions. I expect them. It also allows us an opportunity to reflect on our practices, to revisit them. And so I just want to spend a little bit of time talking through that. And so they're great questions, important questions, and things that we have to do and we need to continue doing. And so, over the course of the year, we've been doing a lot of improvements in terms of school safety, and even part of the bond, that was part of the bond in terms of enhancing our school safety measures here. Years ago, we put in security cameras, and part of the bond is to enhance that, to improve them. And obviously, technology fails over time. So not only just fixing them, replacing them, increasing the number of those, both on our school buses and in our school campuses and outside in our parking lots as well. Obviously, a couple of years ago, we put in our buzzers. Our doors are locked, and should have a process to screen individuals who are coming to our buildings throughout the school day. I shared recently that we installed numbers both inside and out at each and every door and exit throughout the district. And as you've heard from some of the reports from law enforcement from this past Tuesday, that was essential in their process of supporting the event and helping address the situation, the emergency there at Oxford High School, along with access to the blueprints and maps of the school. And I do want to let you know too that our law enforcement has access to that information. So happy to say that here we've done what we've been asked to do in terms of making sure our law enforcement has all the information given a situation, any type of situation, in terms of being able to access any door, knowing where things are located, having maps of the building, detailed maps of the building they have access to as well. And so that's important. This year, we installed new locks in classroom doors where traditionally you'd have to have a key and be able to lock the door from the outside, but now we have turnstile locks that anybody can lock, whether it's a guest teacher, the teacher themselves, or a student from the inside, and no longer is a key required. And that's a process that we're continuing to improve upon. And we're actually getting some film put on our main entrance windows as well. That's going to be happening in the next 6 months or so in our schools, into another layer of protection. So this is an ongoing process as we learn and we figure out what we can do better and provide more support and security. So that's important that I wanted to share with you. Also, I don't know if you know that, but we also have a full-time resource officer now. Christine Herr has always been kind of an integral part of our high school life as an outreach officer. But in the past month, we made a commitment with the Livingston County Sheriff's Office to have her full-time for the remaining part of the year. And Christine is going to look to retire at the end of the year, and then we'll have to look at what our options are moving forward from that point in time. But Sheriff Herr is here. She's a community member. She's a PCS former parent as her kids have graduated. And we're very fortunate to have her work alongside our administrative team, our staff at the high school, and really our district, because she offers so much support where and whenever we need that. And so just wanted to make sure everybody's aware of that. And lastly, the word in the system and the framework, ALICE training is something that is talked about. I think we've heard those in Oxford refer to that. Those parents I know who work in Washington County or maybe in other counties, especially in the healthcare system, have had ALICE training, and folks will say, well, are we doing ALICE training here in Peabody Schools or in Livingston County? And what I'd like to share is that ALICE is a framework that is used in a lot of different areas, but it's part of a plan that we all are using. We may not call it ALICE. And years ago, and I say years ago, probably about 3 or 4 years ago, our crisis county team got together, which includes law enforcement from state police down to our local level, and talked about what do we want it to look like here. And ALICE is definitely something that's discussed, and I think it's going to continue to be discussed. But what we really wanted to do is take what ALICE provides, and I'm going to share that in just a second, and really boil it down to something very easy for both staff and students to remember. And what we settled on is this 3-phrase acronym that says look out, hide out, and get out is really what we want folks to remember. And that's really what ALICE is based on. And I'm going to show you what we have here in just a second, posted in each and every classroom in the district. And I'm going to share my screen here, pop this up really quick. So first and foremost, I want to just share this poster should be provided in each and every classroom. Provide just really bullet points in case of various incidents that may occur during the school day. And so you'll see from fire to severe weather, you're going to see the active shooter, power outages. And this was established countywide. We have a countywide crisis team, and we have representatives from every district along with law enforcement that meets on a regular basis. And I can share with you that we are reconvening next Tuesday just to reflect and to reevaluate what we have in place at this point in time and what we need to maybe consider making improvements upon or revisions or future trainings. So that meeting is already scheduled for next week. But when looking at this, you can see that we have a variety of different incidents that we have bulleted what type of response needs to happen. So from that, I'm going to zoom in on this component right here, which focuses then on active shooter. And obviously, this is what's most relevant at this point in time. And as I stated, and I think I misspoke, I said look out, but really should have been lockout, hide out, and get out. And so when you look at the ALICE training, it really focuses on these same guidelines. Obviously, ALICE will stand for different acronyms, but in a sense, what we train our students and our staff to do. And we do have trainings throughout the year. Actually, Tuesday, our high school had a lockdown training that morning. Unfortunately, it was the same day that the incident happened in Oxford. But when you look at what we train and what we want our staff and students to do and to remember is, in an instance, is to lock out, is to find shelter, lock the door. We know that talking to law enforcement, a locked door is the greatest deterrent in terms of having an intruder not enter any type of environment, and really in terms of keeping our kids safe, and also barricading that, and not only locking the door, but making sure that if we can barricade the entryway to do that. And that's where it says hideout. You'll see that, barricade the room, turn off lights, be quiet, stay out of sight. And I think if you've been watching the news, these are things that the students in Oxford were exhibiting, and that's what the training tells us to do. And then in the end, if there's an opportunity, and we can't say this holds true to everybody, is if there's a safe opportunity to get out. And we saw some instances where students did get out and exit through a window to safety. And so our mindset, our training guideline may not say Alice per se, but this is really the training that is almost extremely similar, if not the exact same as what Alice training suggests. But it's really about lockout, hideout, and get out. Those are the three parameters that I think we can remember, that when a crisis happens, we want something that's very easy to remember, and things that we can not have to think about, what we just react and respond to immediately. So I wanted to share that with you. But once again, our crisis team at the county level is reconvening next week to just reflect upon what occurred, our practices, and what improvements we need to put in place. And so I just wanted to share that with our school community during this presentation. And obviously, we're going to continue taking a look at further training opportunities. Obviously, I'm going to be very honest, with COVID last year, a lot of that stuff took a pause because we were so enamored and engrossed in trying to provide school last year. But obviously, these unfortunate instances are stark reminders that we need to continue that work, and we're going to do that. So I just wanted to make sure I share that with our school community. At the same time, as we move forward, I just want to take this time to address another issue, and this ties into all of this is social media. Social media can be a great tool for sharing information, for connecting communities, for just showing our pride in our school and our own kids and our family. But at the same time, we know that it has negative impacts, especially when it comes to providing negative information or threats or cyberbullying. And this week, we've had two instances, one at the high school and one at the middle school, where Instagram was being used to be very negative, I would say malicious towards peers, colleagues, to say some just really not very nice things that doesn't represent our best of who we are as Peaky Pirates, of our best of our students, the best of their families. And we had to spend a considerable amount of time working throughout this week to investigate, which we did, and get to the bottom of it. Some of it included law enforcement. And we just, once again, need to encourage our parents that we have to be actively engaged. Many of our students have phones. My own kids have phones, but we have to have conversations with them. We have to have opportunities to look through their phone to make sure they understand that that's not private information. What are the consequences of doing things that are hurtful to others, to make fake threats to schools, to individuals, that this is serious business. And we need a society, a community that focuses on being kind, being respectful, of taking care of one another. And right now, that's a challenge in our society. We see pressures to do the opposite, not so respectful to one another on social media and even in person. There's a lot of high anxiety. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of things that are just challenging. It's a hard time right now, and we need to do everything we can as a school community, as a community in general, to make sure that we're modeling the best behavior for our kids, that we're being actively involved in what's happening, and we need that now more than ever. So I also just want to share a screen. This is something that I shared in an email earlier this week, and that's okay to say. If you walk through many of our schools, especially here just in our middle school, you're going to see these posters, and this is just, once again, a tool for those who see or hear things, whether it's in person in school or online, to be anonymous, to have a phone call, to text a message. And this is to the state police. They have a division there. There are people you can talk to, and they report to us. We've received reports in the past directly through email, through phone calls, and it's a great tool to use. We use it to report things that we see, and they will get back to us on whether or not there's credibility to it or it's not, and then do further follow-up. So please, I can't encourage those enough, our students and our parents and our staff. If you see something, you hear something, to whether you can tell somebody here if it's a weekend, this is a great tool to use as a resource. So just want to make sure I put that up there as well. So lastly, I want to end with something positive, but it also fits in line to what we're going through right now, and it ties into the social emotional component. And once again, social emotional part of life, part of education is so important. If we don't feel safe, we don't feel cared for, happy, valued, it's hard to learn. And life is going to happen while we're here at school. Life happens for us as adults. Traumatic things happen. We've experienced some this year already. And we know that those things are outside of our control, and we have to react to them when they do happen. And what can we do to help us grieve, support one another, to process information, to help us move forward? And we know that one tool that is used in hospitals, in senior citizen homes, in rehabilitation centers, and in schools are therapy dogs. We know that there's clear data that therapy dogs can be a tremendous asset to helping lower anxiety, help lower the heart rate, help us lower our mind and our thoughts, our negative thoughts. And we've had dogs come in for certain situations. We had them come in earlier this year when we had a loss of a student at the high school. And we can just see the instant change that the presence of a true therapy dog can have. And we're thankful for that. But we're also looking to have this become a staple in our schools, and to where it's something that we can rely on a daily basis for students who may have some just challenging emotional needs, or once again, or if or when a traumatic life experience occurs. And so Mrs. Sandula, the principal at Pathfinder School, has spearheaded and been extremely passionate about trying to get therapy dogs in our schools. And we're launching a new initiative to do this, with the hope of one day be able to have a therapy dog in every single school. But right now we're starting with just one. We're going to start there, and then we're going to build from that point on. And the goal is to raise $10,000 for a district provided therapy dog. And that costs not only purchase of the dog, but the training that's involved, the ongoing care, the veterinary needs that come with that, the everyday feeding of the dog, and everything that a dog may need for the tenure that they're here with us is substantial. And we know some of our neighboring districts, like Brighton, has had a great and successful program, and we're learning from them and actually working with individuals who've been instrumental in helping them, and we're taking our lead. And so I'm excited to be able to share that we're going to be having a fundraiser tonight at Naughty Me. Naughty Me is just a great little store that's right down the street from here, down McGregor Road, actually in Dexter Township, right by Riverside Pizza. That anything purchased there between 4 and 8% are going to go to helping raise money for this initiative. We're also going to be sending, along with an email that I'm going to send with this video, a letter with a flyer about how folks can donate money towards this initiative. And I'm going to share a link that's on our webpage here as well. So let me go to our Pinkney websites, which is right here. And if I blow this up, if I can just move this really quick, if you just go on our website, anywhere on our website, doesn't matter what page you're on, and if you click page, it never goes away, but on the bottom right hand corner, you're going to see this donate button. And if you click donate, it's going to take you to a page. And here, there's an opportunity to donate. Now, we got a couple initiatives. The Farley Hill Food Pantry has been an ongoing receiver of donations. But then if you click that, you're gonna have an opportunity to choose the PCS therapy dog. And you can make this a monthly donation, or you want to make a donation to help offset the cost of the processing fees, which there is processing fee because we do use PayPal. So if you click that, I didn't put in an amount, but it's going to help you get to the process that needs to happen. And so this is an easy way to do this. There is an initiative and kind of a fun little contest or reward is the biggest donor will have an opportunity to help name the dog if and when we're able to purchase the therapy dog for our district. And I am happy to say that I had an opportunity to meet with my fellow board members of the Pinckney Putnam Hamburg Hill Chamber of Commerce this morning to share this with them. And they have already committed to donate $2,500 on behalf of this. And so just a great opportunity. There's such great supporters of our district, of anything that we need. And so I couldn't be happier. So we're already in a good place with a donation of $2,500. I had a couple parents already email me today about how to donate. But once again, with this video, an email I sent out, I'm going to include the letter that's attached that provides more information along with a flyer. And this will be something you're hear a lot about. You probably already received emails. We've had some things on our social media feeds. And this just goes into I think, an exciting and a very positive cause that's going to help support the social emotional needs of our students, not only on a daily basis, but once again, when we're having to work through very serious life situations that we're experiencing this week, and then things that we've experienced throughout the course of the year. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Mrs. Sandula, that's Lori Sandula at Pathfinder School. Basha Keeler, our Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum Instruction and Assessment, is also deeply involved, or you can reach out to myself as always. And so thank you. Thank you for just tuning in. Thank you once again for all the support. Thank you for just being part of this this amazing community, especially during tough times. Our pirate unity, pirate strength is crucial in helping us move forward. I know that not everybody agrees with all the decisions that we have to make, and we're doing the very best job we can, making sure that we balance the needs of our students, the safety of our students, and just carrying forward together. And we're making progress. There's a lot of great things happening, and let's not forget those things. Let's remind ourselves that our teachers, all our staff are doing great work each and every day. It's hard and it's challenging, and during this holiday season, let's focus on those things. There's a lot to be thankful for, a lot of gratitude to remind ourselves of, and a big part of that is just community and those who support us and trust their students with us each and every day. So thank you. Try to have a good weekend. Take care of one another. Value the time that we have with our families. A little extra hug, a little extra thank you note, an email goes a long way. So God bless all of you. God bless our Pinckney Pirates. Let's remember this Oxford family. God bless them. All of our schools, our teachers, our staffs, our administrators, our parents. And we're going to get through this, and we're going to come better on the other side. And but let's never lose sight of those who sacrifice so much. So thank you, and once again, go Pirates.